today we are finishing up the notes for this chapter 5. Yay! We've been doing chapter 5 a long time. And you have a test on Thursday. Test on Thursday. You do. So you're having a test on Thursday. Yes, you are. Okay. And so you're reviewing tomorrow and Wednesday, and I'm not going to be here on Wednesday. So use your time wisely to get that review done. I did, the sub will pass out an extra credit review, or not, it's just an extra credit assignment if you choose to do so, okay? That extra credit assignment will be due on Friday at the latest. You can finish it Thursday, and your NUA testing, once you finish that, if you have time, you could work on that extra credit and get it turned in on Thursday, okay? Or Friday. Let's see. So today we're learning our last little congruence theorem called HL. What are the other 4 congruence theorems that we have learned so far? Side, angle, side.
Side, side, angle.
No. Side, side, side. Angle, angle, side. Angle, side, angle. Those are the 4 that we learned this previous week, and today we have just HL for the 5th. So HL stands for hypotenuse leg, and in order to have a hypotenuse, what else must you have? A 90-degree angle. They must be right triangles. Must have right triangles. Very important. The only time you can use hypotenuse leg is if you have right triangles. So do we have right triangles in this picture here? You can go to the bathroom if you need to. We do. There's a little box that tells us that we have right angles just there, so that's very good. And if those are the right angles, then we have this special side that is opposite those right angles. And what is that special side called? The hypotenuse, okay? So in this picture, we have a pair of hypotenuses that happen to be congruent. And so we would say that segment BC is congruent to segment EF. And those would be a pair of hypotenuses. The other 2 sides, we see here we have this pair, AB is congruent to DE. The other 2 sides in these right triangles, we just call legs. So AB is congruent to DE. That is a pair of legs that are congruent. And so because we have a hypotenuse and a leg in a right triangle, then our triangles are congruent. So triangle ABC is congruent to triangle DEF by hypotenuse leg congruence. So we're going to get a little bit of practice using hypotenuse leg. And again, the most important thing to do is really mark up your pictures well as you're doing these proofs. All right, here we go. Right off the bat, triangle LMP and triangle MMP are right triangles. How do we know that? It was in the given, was given to us. And what should we do with that information? Mark it on our picture. So we have one right angle that has been marked. Angle MPL was marked as a right angle, a 90-degree angle. What's the other side? Also 90 degrees, yeah, okay. So there we go, we've got 2 right triangles. Then they tell us that segment ML is congruent to segment MN, given as well. What should we do with that information? Mark it. All right, so ML is congruent to MN. So that's a pair of congruent. Does that have a special name? We have been using sides. That's not incorrect, but it has an even more specific name. Ah, yeah, it's opposite those right angles. So that is a pair of hypotenuses. All right. MP is congruent to MP. Oh, that's here. Why are those congruent? Reflexive, very good. Reflexive. It happens to be in both triangles. So I can call that not only a side, but also a leg. That is a pair of congruent legs. So are the triangles congruent? Yeah, by HL, hypotenuse leg theorem. Got the hypotenuse of a right triangle and another pair of legs. You're good to go. All right. Questions on that one? All right. Let's do one more. All right. Given triangle WVX and triangle YZX are right triangles. Very important. She gave that to us. What should we do with that information? Mark it. What angles do you think are the right angles? Yeah. V and Z are going to be our right angles there. Really the only ones that make sense. All right, we got some more information. WV is congruent to segment YZ. That was also given to us. What should I do with that information? Mark it. All right, so WV right here is congruent to YZ. We have right triangles. Are you going to think hypotenuse leg because you have right triangles? It's a good idea. Is this a hypotenuse or is it a pair of legs? Yeah, it's a pair of legs. All right. Let's see. They also tell us that X is the midpoint of segment WY. So that was also given to me. And I want to mark it on my picture. X is the midpoint, so I make it a nice big point, and I need to know what segment I'm the midpoint of. That's WY. So that's this segment there. What happens when I have a midpoint? WX is equal to XY. Very good. When we have a midpoint, we get two congruent segments. So we're going to write that out. WX, segment WX is congruent to segment XY. How do we know that? Definition of midpoint. All right. What would you call that? They have a special name? Yeah, that's the hypotenuse. Yeah, that's the hypotenuse, that side there, opposite the right angles. Hypotenuse, so are our triangles congruent? Yes. By what? By HL. Very good. So triangle WVX is congruent to triangle YZX by hypotenuse leg. Okay. Do you guys have questions for me? You might just want to write down the reasons. All right.